Dudes, I have got to tell you, this Remington 783 blew our minds. I'm not kidding. I'm not joking around. This gun blew our minds. I wish I would have reviewed it in 2014. I know. Remington is out of business, at least as we have known it for years. It got split up. Vista, I think, got most of Remington. The other constituent parts went other places. Remington is gone as we have known it for years. I understand that. The 783 is out of production, as far as I know. It might be a bit harder to find. And even if it was in production, would it be at your gun store? I don't know the answer to that. Crazy days, upside down of right, clown world, all caused by the left. I concede all of that. Nevertheless, I'm still reviewing it. I'm pretty confident you can go out into the world and find your favorite flavor of the Remington 783. I wish I would have reviewed it in 2014. Sorry. But as you see, I don't sit around a lot. I work in TMP. And so we've been reviewing a lot of things. So something's going to fall by the wayside. The 783 was one of those things. Not a timely review. Apologize. But by watching this review, I'll tell you right now, if you like a 4+1 in standard caliber bolt action rifle, value rifle, you are going to want one of these. There you go. I'll just tell you that right off the bat. Case in point, let me show you a target from a customized Weatherby Vanguard that I put together using a Bartline barrel. And I think that barrel cost me, just a barrel, like $700. And then I put a Legacy Sports magazine conversion in that. Kind of a custom, not really custom, but more custom than stock, of course, Weatherby Vanguard. This is how I shot with that gun. Various loads, and this isn't necessarily match ammunition. So there's that. That's that Federal load, XM80. Look at that, dude. That's pretty good. And AMAX not shooting too impressively. That's Atomic, isn't it? No, Ultimac right there. Atomic's really good. So that's really good accuracy. Not one hole, but this is during barrel break-in, which I would concede a little bit with that Bartline barrel. Okay, great barrel, by the way. Bartline are awesome. If you can find them, they're very hard to find. And then you have to pay someone to install it for you unless you want to do all the gunsmithing yourself, which is possible. Now let me show you a target from this $400 Remington 783. Once again, proving the fact that you do not have to waste your money on customizing your bolt action rifle if you're after accuracy. You ready? This is operationally in the desert, y'all. Holy crap. And what do I say there? Wind flex, 20 miles an hour. Oh, that's this vertical stringing. So the target flipped back when I shot. It would have been a 3-round group about that size. This one opened up a bit. There's one right here. And what's my load there? Federal 150 grain soft point, which is a great load, great hunting load. Look at this, dudes. Remington 783.
I thought that cap was off.
I would classify the accuracy of this gun, going backwards in my talking points, I usually say that for last, as phenomenal. That is across the board in other reviews that I've read online. Guy said the 783, even though it has a button rifled barrel, shoots amazingly. Some people were complaining that like they would get fouling in their barrel. We shot probably 200 rounds through this thing in testing it, and I didn't notice that at all. If I look down this barrel right now, it's shiny. So this production run of 783, and this is the HBT model, I think. There's other models, like I said, of the 783. It is fantastic. It's like a shiny bore, easy to clean, button rifled. And this, I believe, is a number 2 contour barrel. It's like 0.75 inches at the front there. And it's threaded 5/8 by 24. Jumping into features real quick. Phenomenal accuracy. For a $400 gun, that's like $300 less than the barrel I put on my gun. I told you you're going to want one of these if you like or need a bolt action rifle of this sort. It's a no-brainer. You can find them. I'm sure they're out there. 783s come in walnut variations. I've seen breakup camouflage versions. They have a varmint laminate version. They have a simple black synthetic version with a longer barrel than this. This is a 22-inch barrel right here, guys. And I have said I like a little bit longer tube for 308. I'll stick with that. It's not super velocity sensitive. I think like 70 feet per second per inch of barrel. I would like it, but in this gun, I don't care. It shoots so accurately, and if I put a can on it, overall length is going to be more reasonable with a 22-inch barrel. It also comes in other calibers. I've seen 300 Win Mag out there, albeit the magazine for those is not going to be the 4+1 that it is here. It's going to be 3 round. A little bit of a downside for the 783. It's a steel magazine, polymer floor plate right here, guys. It's a good magazine. I'm saying it's not a bad magazine. I didn't have any problems loading it. In some of the 700s early in TMP, we'd see like rounds tilting and it would cause problems. I didn't see any of that with this magazine. The only problem is it's just 4 rounds. And I don't see any aftermarket mags out there. I heard rumors that for the 783, there's a Legacy Sports conversion that would exchange the bottom portion right here. And I know they make them for 700s, but I don't think it would work for this one. As you can see, it's a different animal. That's a downside. So you'd have to live with that. You could get a bunch of extra magazines. They're probably not super inexpensive, but if you can live with a magazine, then there you go. 783, dude. Slam dunk for accuracy. Slam dunk. We're shocked. I mean, Sean and I were shooting this. Are like, are we seeing this right? And let me show you this. Is it reachable? It's not reachable. I'm going to review a Kember 84M. It's a $1,500, 1 MOA guaranteed 308 rifle. It comes in a bunch of calibers. I got it in 308 because that's what we have. It didn't shoot that great. It shot way worse than this gun. So we shot those two guns side by side, a $400 gun and a $1,500 gun. And Sean and I were going, holy crap, this is clown world. These two things are opposite of each other. We were shocked. And by the way, I had other paper. It was like we had one hole groups. Well, not one hole, but it was like the rounds are touching like a big cloverleaf, 1/2-inch groups coming out of the 783. When I shot it with atomic, that atomic load, that's the name of it. It's a 168 grain match loaded to a lower velocity, but it's super, super consistent. Dude, it's getting like 1/2-inch groups out of this thing. What do I always say? Right. I get excited about accurate guns. You should too. If an AR-15 comes in here, not accurate, not excited about it. 22, same. 9mm handgun, same. This one's inexpensive, accurate. It makes me so sad that Remington went out of business. Now, let's back up a little bit. I've given some criticism to Remington products. I have. I mean, the ejector problems that I had with the 700s early in TMP. I'll stick by all that. The idea was to improve the product, though. Definitely not to put them out of business. Holy crap, we needed Remington bad. It's really scary these days. I mean, all the gun companies, all of them are under siege by the left. And if you think otherwise, you're delusional, bro. You are delusional. You are not paying attention to what's going on. They want to put all of the gun manufacturers out of business. They want to take your guns completely from you. I think that is pretty clear. Sorry for the rant. Well, not sorry, but I don't like to include too much politics in my reviews. Watch my other videos for that. Okay, philosophy of use on this. What would you use it for? I would say kind of a tactical rifle. I mean, it's kind of set up that way. We have like an FDE coloration on the polymer stock with this variation of the Remington 783, but we're rounds limited. That's kind of a downside. I would say a tactical bolt-action rifle should have at least 10 rounds. I'll throw that out there. You can, apply it how you see fit. You can exchange magazines relatively easily, and maybe I'm missing an aftermarket conversion to this. If it's not out there already here in 2021, I doubt they're ever going to make it because, again, the gun's out of production. An aftermarket company wants to make money, and if they can't do that in big numbers, they're not going to make it. Unless there's like a fanboy out there that's going to do something special. I doubt it. You're just going to have to deal with it. Hunting gun, in this variation, it's a little bit heavy. 6 pounds, 15 ounces, too heavy for me. Well, I shouldn't say it's too heavy, but I prefer a mountain rifle weighing about 6 pounds if I could get it. Yeah, and so other variations might be lighter, but I'm going to talk about competitive offerings of to the Remington 783, and you'll see they're just as awesome in their own categories, for sure. How about just fun gun? Yes. How about prover of hand loads? Absolutely. And by that, I mean you're hand loading and you just need a platform to see if you're doing it right. 783.
You like that action better, don't
Plus,
you?
if you end up blowing it up, it didn't cost you that much
Much
anyhow.
smoother. I like this one.
Wear safety glasses always. Always. How about a team rifle? I don't know, maybe. Again, it comes down to rounds capacity, and I'm talking about a pro-Constitution, not anti-Constitution, which we're seeing a lot these days, law enforcement office. Usually in sharpshooter situations, hostage situations, there's not that many rounds fired. So let's say a yes. A yes, sharpshooter rifle for pro-Constitution law enforcement departments. That usually means sheriff offices. Not so much urban police departments. They're pretty much communist from what I'm seeing. Oh, there's some politics again. Sorry.
Nice.
Guns are political. You know that. They are political. Features. Done with POU for now. Again, threaded barrel. 5/8 threading. That's pretty cool. Like that. Threaded cap. That did not come loose. Nice barrel. Free floated all the way through the polymer stock. This is not aluminum bedded in the forend, in case you're wondering, and it's somewhat narrow, so it's not a beaver tail forend. You've got a sling attachment point here. I didn't try to put a Harris bipod on there, but it looks like you probably could. We have an incorporated rail in this, and it does have some MOA built in it in this variation of Remington 783. And I loved how it was included. So I didn't have to go source something, didn't have to go spend money, didn't have to mount it. High value, $400 rifle, by the way, boys. $400 rifle. These rings I have on here, though, are nothing special. I think they're like leapers, something like that. I just had them. I would have preferred to put something lighter weight on there. I don't need triple screw clamped rings for a 308. It's just what I had. And then again, we've got that super high value Nikon. I think that's a Nikon. Yeah, scope on there. Great scope. And notice again, I'm mounting that sucker as low as I possibly can. This, by the way, is also out of production. I think Nikon quit making all their rifle scopes. So hopefully you scored some of those when I was talking about them through the years. Talking about features, we mentioned the magazine. There's a magazine release. We have our action screws right here. This is how you're going to bed the rifle. So there's 2 aluminum bedding shafts in this polymer stock, and that's how the action will tighten up. And so I don't know if I measured those. They're just standard hex screws, so make sure those are tight. The trigger is fantastic, and it's basically like a Savage AccuTrigger. What do they call this thing? Of course, they have their own names. Remington, when they were producing this rifle, called it the Crossfire Trigger. It is user adjustable. When I pulled it, it was pulling like about 4 pounds. 4 pounds out of box with a blade in safety. So just like an AccuTrigger, which is to say it's awesome. Polymer trigger guard, I love that. Full pistol grip, yep. We have some pebble texturing on that pistol grip. We don't have a raised comb on here. I wished it did. The stock itself is impervious to moisture, not wood. It's a first cool stock. Pretty lightweight. And we have a very excellent, I think they call that Sorbothane recoil pad. Again, they have their own name for it. Super Cell recoil pad. There you go. And it's not grabby either. So I wouldn't have to tape this one. This is a really good recoil pad on here. And your bolt knob is a 90-degree throw. And notice it has an extended bulb on it. Bulb knob on it. I did note that this came loose. So if you have a Remington 783 in this configuration, make sure you Loctite it. I had to do it with this one. So I just Loctited this. Small point. Don't get TD in here. He'll rant about Loctiting forever. I love the configuration of the 700. It's push feed. It has a ejector just like the 700. Let's pull the bolt out and I'll show it to you. Just for grins. Take down super easy. And let me put this up here so you can actually see it. Only the best production values here in the bunker. The best production values. Dual locking lugs. I just like it. Push feed, I don't care. It's smooth. Again, I didn't see any extraction or ejection problems with this like we did with some 700s going back some years in the project. We have a push forward safety just like the 700 series. You can tell when it's cocked by looking at the back of the bolt. And again, it's a cock on opening just like the 700. Really awesome trigger. That's features down and dirty. Couple things I forgot in features on the 783. Notice that it uses a barrel collar to attach the barrel to the receiver and headspace it. That's just like Savage. It's a cost-saving measure. I don't have a problem with it. Never have. Even how it looks, some guys do. I talked about this in some Savage bolt-action rifle reviews over the years here in the project. I don't really care. It's fine. Obviously, it works. Obviously. There's your pressure discharge hole in the action. When you probably double charge, okay, not double, but overcharge your brass case during reloading, that might come in handy right there. That pressure discharge hole. All bolt-action rifles have those, by the way. That's nothing special. And then one more thing about the action on the Remington 783. I have not mentioned it yet. I probably should have. Do you notice anything different about its action versus a Remington 700? Or like a Weatherby Vanguard. That's basically a 700 as well. Or a Howa, another clone. Right, it is fully enclosed in metal. Look at this, just like a Tikka. So the Remington 783 is a very stiff, consistent action. You have metal going completely across the top, unlike an open-topped Remington 700. That's pretty cool. Value rifle, super stiff action, obviously translating into more accuracy. Fantastic. So I'm going to call this gun, by the way, at least the title of the video, When 300 Shoots Like 3,000. Yeah, when a $300 gun, okay, that might be pushing a bit. But if you get a used one, it'd be 300.
All hits.
When 300 shoots like $3,000, a bolt-action rifle. That's pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. Then we get to the portion, how did it shoot? We talked about the paper already. It's fantastic. I just ripped that paper, standard. It's fantastic. We'll call it, again, half MOA.
I'll do 2 mags now.
Half
All right,
MOA.
good break.
Yeah, for its price, phenomenal. Smooth bolt, great trigger. Sean, the TMPer, loved it.
Nice hits.
It's shooting great.
That's the shot right there. Yep.
Solid gun. Hope they keep making it.
Yep. I love it. A fantastic value sniper rifle right there.
Totally. This is what I talk about in the Mosin video.
Yep.
Why would I go with a old piece of crap like a Mosin when I could get this?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot to be said. Performance in this thing is amazing.
All right, buddy. It's good enough.
All right.
He was the crew member that helped me test this Remington 783. He was like, holy cow, this thing is so nice. The weight of this, A little bit more stout, 6 pounds, 15 ounces, without a scope, without a can, but it settled the gun down, and on our polymer table out in the operational conditions of the desert, we like the weight. Very accurate. Again, hauling it around in a without rule of law situation, or in some situation where I'm doing a lot of hiking with a lot of other gear on me, best decision to carry this gun, I don't know. It does remind me of some of the variations of Remington 700 that I reviewed in years past. The AAC version coming to mind, and we shot that one with a can a lot. That is one that had a lot of extraction problems. Go watch that review. It's probably 10 years old at this point. Would I buy one? Hands down, got to use a cone for this. Yes, I would. Even if I don't really need it, I would buy one. Okay, that's a little over the top there. Yeah, if I needed it, I would. It's so inexpensive for what you're getting. So you put a value scope on it, just like I did with this, I think this is a Monarch 7 that I have on here. No, it's a Pro Staff 7. There you go. Pro Staff 7 scope. Dude, you're going to be a half MOA shooter. That's right, I'm calling it a half MOA shooter for less than $1,000. That's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. You can go ahead and go down the custom rifle build path. I have a video, maybe one of these days I'll post about that philosophy. But that's not going to mean you're going to shoot, fantastically. I put a lot of money into this gun, and I'm honestly, in this caliber, a little bit disappointed. With that Bartline barrel, it should be shooting one hole. Yes, even prior to break-in. There you go. I said it. Competitive offerings. Well, luckily, there are some great value rifles out there, and they're pretty much as good as this one. I'm not going to say the Remington 783 is the best value rifle out there. It's not. Savage Axis 2, Thompson Center Compass 2, Ruger American, Mossberg Patriot, Howa Hogue, and the Thompson Contender Venture Compact are all fantastic rifles. They're going to have about the same rounds capacity. That is 4 in most calibers like 308, 3 in Magnum calibers. They're going to shoot MOA.
Nice.
The Savage Axis is fantastic. All I'm saying is that this gun, which I know is out of production for now, meets the standard, and it is fabulous. Highly recommended. If you can't find it at Gunnies, the Great American Gun Store, who loaned me this rifle, go to your local gun store, maybe go online, order one up if you need the bolt gun. If you like a real shooter, and then come back after you shoot it. Tell us what caliber you got it in, what was your accuracy achieved. Put it in comment below, please. Make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell. I don't know if I'm going to post this in YouTube or in YouTube, UGE-tube. Subscribe to both feeds. More and more, I want to push all gun reviews over there. And so you should go over there, and maybe I'll show half of this one and then push the rest of the video over there. If you're a donor, you'll get to see the video, no ads always, and then in its full form. Just in the donation environment right now, it's Patreon. Sometimes I don't run ads on it. YouTube does. Like if I use music or something and they find it, they'll say, "Oh, we're running ads on that. We'll make the money." So if you ever see an ad on a video, that's probably what's happening. Sorry, is what it is. Signing off from the bunker. This is a glowing review of the Remington 783. Hopefully it does come back in some form with whoever is going to pick up that particular product line in the future, because this gun is fantastic. See ya.